What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Whoever's here, Nihilist37, what's up, dude? How you doing? So, yeah, if you guys haven't gathered yet by the title of the video, today I will be looking at the Lunatica Psytrance Soundbank for ANA2 by SounDirective. So I have done a couple of stuff on various other banks of theirs for Serum as well. So this is basically made by the Psytrance artist Lunatica. Bunch of leads, atmospheres, all sorts of stuff. The interesting thing about this is they're kind of running a competition concurrently to the sound pack. So for guys who use the sounds and are able to create a full track, you can like submit that to the SounDirective guys to stand a chance to win a release on Digital Ohm Records. So there's more information in the description, as well as a discount code for the bank. So yeah, if you are keen to get it, don't forget to use that discount code. So yeah, what I want to do in this video is try and make as much of a track as I can using mostly the sounds from the pack to kind of show you guys how easy it is. And it could serve as a kind of like walkthrough kind of purpose for anybody who's wanting to enter the competition as well, to see kind of how I use the sounds and that kind of thing. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to dive into the sounds. I'm probably going to explain that a little bit later on in the video again, just for anybody who's going to be tuning in for the whole time. Anyway, so this pad sounding pretty cool. I actually wanted to record that out, but what I kind of want to do is I want to create a kind of record group and an audio track. So while I'm kind of cycling through these sounds, I can kind of just grab snippets here and there. I think it makes it a little bit easier than having a whole bunch of different VST instances open. So what I want to do quickly is just create a group channel here. I'm going to call up the mixer and then just select this one and add group channel to selected track. We can just call this record group. And then let's create a new audio track, set the input of this to record group. And then we'll just call this recorded stuff. And then I usually make another audio track, which is just kind of like a dummy track. That's like what I throw the stuff into. So like I'll record it onto the one track, chop it, and throw it onto the other, if that makes sense. So anyway, I want to record the sound in and play around a little bit with it, and see what else this pack has to offer. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, then please just don't hesitate to let me know in the chat. Cool, I think that should be enough. We can use that pretty cool intro type of thing. So we can actually just, boom, make a big chunk of that. I actually want to put in a ruler track so I can see what sort of times we're dealing with, and then I can just move this. I think so far this is just a kick and percussion. There is a bass here, but I'm actually going to remove it and remake it because there was actually nothing really going on there, so I'm just going to remove that. So yeah, just kick and then some percussion stuff. So what I want to do is I just want to put this around, let's say, give it like 2-3 bars of intro, kind of thing like that. That should be good. Yeah, that's really sick. Really, really sick effects kind of thing. So I think what I want to do is I want to record and then play with that kind of like rate as it's recording to create like a bed of random squelchy things for the intro. Yeah, I can actually just leave that MIDI and rather than holding in the entire note. Hey, what's up? OZD1, how's it going? And what's up, Step Inside Official? Please check your DM on Instagram. Big love. Cool, will do. Sorry, not very active. I just post random videos of my synth every now and then. But I'll check it out. Sorry about that. it did like this really cool like pitch down thing somewhere around here. I think it would be cool if we could kind of time that with the drop of like the kick and bass and percussion and stuff. Maybe like stitch them together to like feature that part around the drop. I think that could be really cool. Synthesized. Hey, YouTube doesn't send notifies. Have you clicked the bell icon? I feel like one of those proper YouTubers now. Like, subscribe and click the bell icon. So it does Psytrance. Been trying to wrap my head around the synth for the past couple of days, but it's not being easy. It's a little bit confusing, the interface, because it's quite different. You know, I think Serum kind of set a standard for a lot of plugins on the market, and ANA is kind of like unapologetically different, but it's very underrated. The sound is fantastic, and it's very, very capable, but the interface, I'll be honest, is not the greatest. So yeah, it's a little bit confusing and stuff. So I mean, even myself, I've only just started kind of fiddling around with it, so this is kind of more a video about this specific Soundbank. I'm not going to go into the kind of nitty-gritty of how the actual plugin works, but I may be doing more tutorials on it in the future. I think I've been spoiled by the drag and drop goodness of Serum and family. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's why, I mean, for me, I'm kind of just, I got it because I know there's good sound packs for it, if that makes sense. But I'm definitely going to be diving into it. Savage Synth recently got it. So happy I did. Huge sounds. Awesome. Yeah, I think they were doing a special on Black Friday. I think that's when I picked it up. So I was pretty stoked by it. And obviously thanks to the SounDirective guys for letting me check out the Lunatica pack for you guys. I've got some sounds to kick off with, so I'm not all alone. I think that's enough effects type of random things for now. I could always jump into processing and fix that kind of stuff up a little bit later. So what I want to do is I want to check out some of the basses in here because they're actually really, really good as well. So let's go Lunatica Psytrance. The browser also is really intuitive. That's one thing I really like about this plugin. So I'm going to enjoy, or maybe not so much enjoy buying a lot of packs for it. Cool, let's see, bass. resonant sounds are always good. They always work. Sick sound, but I don't like that delay. Let's take that off. Or that reverb. processed my record group now, so what I can do is actually just duplicate it and then just remove the processing. So I don't want to like record stuff in that's processed. I want it to be just for that kind of like lead thing. Quite a nice way of like layering grids, but making sure that like none of them are stacked on top of each other is to always use like the same plugin when you like render it out, and then just mute the blocks, and then when you add you can kind of see where the previous ones were, so that makes things a little bit easier. Oh, that's sick. Not quite a lead, but very sick sound. Artem Dagan, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This plug has a decent skinning possibilities. Had a chance to work on one which should be released soon. Oh, rad. Do you mean ANA2? I didn't even know it had other skins because I was actually just busy ragging on the interface early on in the video. So hopefully somebody like yourself makes a good interface for it. That sound is great, but I want to like change the kind of rhythm of it, because instead of like editing the envelopes and stuff, I kind of want to just chop a piece and move it and do like a bit of a rhythmical thing there. So I'm just going to record it out without the processing. Let's check out some of these ARPs. Maybe we can make like a melodic type of thing. Oh, that is sick. Yeah, screw the idea of an ARP, we're using this guy. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. You gotta make prayer every time you use an acoustic or audio plugin. How cool would it be if you could automate this curve in LFO Tool, hey? How cool would that be? We can always just record it while we play it, though. What? Does this synth have some sort of like re-trigger thing built in? How the fuck? Excuse my language. Oh, it's a sample. That is so cute. Another one. I keep looking for ARPs and then going into the ARP section and then finding these really cool like sound effects stuff. Obviously it's like based on an ARP, so it's like re-triggering and gating and stuff, kind of like more like a sequence, but that is super cool. Works straight away. I just realized, I'm so sorry if I'm getting carried away. For anybody in the chat, I see somebody saying I'm ordering this pack right now. Don't forget to use the discount code. There's a discount code in the description. They're also running a competition. So if you make a track using these sounds, you can submit it and stand a chance to win a release on Digital Ohm Records. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So use the discount code. Let's see if I've missed any questions here. Bappin Productions, how's it going, dude? You got ANA2, nice. One of my favorites for bass. Why? A bass just sounds really good in it, but why do you pick it for bass? I'm just interested. Yes, it does Psytrance, very nice. Interface very clunky. I don't know if you read up, there was Artem Daugan said he's working on a new interface or something for it, which I'm pretty excited to see. So yeah, I need to go make a run to the bathroom real quick, so I'm just going to loop a section here, and I'll see you guys shortly. thanks for reminding me before my fucking bladder explodes. Steels Official is asking, will there be content with Hive too? Totally love your videos with Hive. It gave me a solid background of how to use the synth. Yeah, I definitely want to, but I feel like I've rinsed so much content, like the sound, like recreating sounds from other tracks and stuff. It's hard to like come up with a concept unless there's something like completely different about the way that the synth works, if that makes sense. So you'll see like in some of my upcoming videos and stuff, there's like, it's more about like weird like workings of synths rather than trying to recreate sounds and stuff. But if you have suggestions on stuff I can look at in Hive, then I definitely want to do more videos on that kind of thing. Okay, Bappin Productions. I look at it for bass because it has good selection of different saw waves and multiple filter types to choose from. Yeah, and it's nice and simple as well, and it just sounds really good, I think. Sinister Funk, how's it going, dude? But wait, there's more. Synthesized, it's not just 30 euros. If you use the discount link below, if you use the discount link below, I believe you get 15% off that. I might be wrong in the percentage, but I believe it's 15%. Stop demystifying YouTube. How's it going, Charlie Ryan? What do you guys reckon? Up first and then down, or down first and then up? What do you guys reckon? Let's take a community vote on this. Just like thumbs up emoji if you think it should go up first, or thumbs down emoji if you think it should go down first. And I'm just going to keep alternating between the two. The tribe has spoken. I think we're going to go with up first. Sometimes it sounds like it's slightly off time though. I think it's got to do with like when I re-trigger, like when I start the play. So I'm just going to record it out and hope for the best. This is an audio track, so I can actually take this away from the record group because I can't send to what the input is. Send that to the record group, add a new audio track. This is just easier than sitting and rendering, because for some reason when OBS is open and I'm streaming and I hit that render button, my computer just slows down like immensely. How's it going, IG Jazz? How are you doing today? I'm good, thank you. A little bit pissed off because my aircon hasn't arrived yet, and it's incredibly hot this year. I think I did post for you guys in my Patreon and Discord. I don't know if you're following that whole story, but yeah, it still hasn't arrived. But they did collect the tent. For anybody else who doesn't actually know what's happening, I ordered an aircon online, and the bloody shop delivered a tent instead of an aircon. I don't know if it's some sort of like sick joke, like get outside, it's summer kind of thing that they were trying to pull on me, or what. But yeah, it's taking them forever to actually fix the situation. And meanwhile, I'm like cooking in the studio. David is asking, what are you doing? Just started watching. So let me fill in anybody else who's actually just started watching as well. And actually, I can show you guys this thing. This is like the cover of the thing. So I'm busy looking at this Soundbank for ANA2. It's by Lunatica and SounDirective. I've done a couple of their serum banks, like walkthroughs of their serum banks and stuff as well. So I'm busy having a look at this sound bank. I'm trying to use as many sounds as possible from the bank. So the only sound in the track that's not is like the kick and the percussion. Everything else is from the pack. And they're also doing a contest as well. Oh, and before I forget, there's a discount code for it in the description. So if you are keen on the sounds and you want to get the bank, then there is a discount code for you in the description. And they're also running a competition. So if you use sounds from the pack and you create a full track around that and you submit it to them, then you can win a release on Digital Ohm Records. So yeah, I didn't actually mention before, the closing date for that is the 31st of January. So yeah, that's pretty cool, you know, for you guys who are still kind of, you know, getting up there and stuff, getting your name out there. I think that could be a really cool opportunity. And then also, hopefully, I'm going to be doing an interview with Miguel, the guy behind Lunatica, one of those kind of artist interview things on my channel in the coming weeks. So definitely stay tuned for that as well. Can we vote for you or anything to help? Do you mean in that contest? I don't reckon I'm going to be submitting this track for that contest. I want to give you guys as much chance as possible, so I'm not going to be submitting for the contest. So don't worry about that. Rather just vote for anybody else in the chat that's planning on entering. I forgot to unlink the MIDIs for my flat bass line and my groovy bass line, so it's all groovy, I guess. So let me actually just fix my error over there by unduplicating that. I can remove these guys as well, and then just making these all a single note. There's so many things that are like so cool, like just as is, like the sequences and the arps and stuff. But I'm trying to avoid just using them just as is. So like, please excuse me for just skipping past really sick sounds and not using them, because I actually do want to find an arp or lead now. I may just use like the sound, I think, and then actually disable the ARP, and then I think that's some sort of chord thing, so I don't know if it'll work on this sound. But this one sounds really good, but I don't like the ARP, so we can maybe do our own like pattern here. Why does it turn it into a chord? What the hell? Am I missing something? Yeah, chord mode. Oh, it was used in combination with the ARP. Okay, I see. Noob error. Okay, that's cool. So the chord mode, like in ANA, is like separate to the ARP and sequencer. So if it's not fitting into the key, you can just go like this and then trigger your own chord that's in the key of the track. And then it should fit. That's actually pretty cool. I didn't realize that. I hope you can hear this over the noise. I just didn't want to stop it from recording. I do not have Slate Digital. Bought this on its own. There was a special on Black Friday. I just realized I'm like busy arranging this whole like end section and the like track and stuff, but I haven't even like made space for like a proper intro and beginning section. It's like just like 2 bars of flat kick and bass, and then it goes crazy. So I think I'm going to span it out a little bit further, because I think this could be like a full track's worth, maybe like one more like main section here to juggle between some of these elements and stuff. But looking back at it, it's like intro, flat kick and bass, and then stuff. And yeah, you usually want to like build it up quite a bit before that. Anyway, I need to get a refill on my ice water over here and run to the bathroom real quick. So I'm going to loop this for you guys, and then I see there's a bunch of questions which I'm going to answer shortly. Yeah. let's see. Questions. Lemon Chill is saying, Dash, what is the average amount of channels you use in a track? Do you believe in less is more, or encourage usage, vast amount of channels for more diversity in a track? I guess it depends on how you produce the track. I have a lot of stuff which will be like kind of, how can I say, comped to single channels, whereas I know like a lot of guys, it's like almost like looks like a Tetris thing where you see, like, instead of, like, I lay it out like a big chunk, whereas you'll see some guys who produce, it's like laid out like in, like, a new section comes in, it's on a new channel, and a new section comes in, it's on a new channel. So it's a little bit easier for them to kind of see downwards what's going on, if that makes sense. But yeah, I guess it depends how you produce. I generally prefer less is more because it's easier on your CPU, and it's easier to mix. You can kind of see what's actually going on much easier. Yeah, I feel like if you've got a lot of channels that are doing the same thing, you might as well have them on one audio channel. So I do believe less is more, but whatever gets you where you need to go. I've had projects which have too much stuff in them, and then I've had like good projects which are like less than 50 and that kind of stuff. I believe I've answered this one. I don't have the Slate Digital Full Access account. I bought ANA2 separately, I believe, on the Black Friday special. Where do you see Mzwai? I think that's how you pronounce it. Where do you see future of trance and party culture in the new normal? Are you confident that things will change back to how things used to be? I guess it's difficult to say exactly what's going on. I think there's been a lot more of the bigger guys opening up and doing like tutorials and that kind of stuff. One example is the recent like Tristan masterclass thing. We're seeing a lot more of like those guys doing online tutorials and stuff, which is a great thing because it kind of like, everyone benefits from it. And I guess, the party scene will get, I think, back to where it used to be, probably pretty quickly, because I think we're all itching for a party once things get back to normal and stuff. But yeah, I think like there's been people are opening up with a lot more information and stuff, which I think is a good thing. So hopefully there'll be more people creating psytrance and that kind of thing. More people spending time in the studio making better psytrance, like myself. I feel like I've spent so much time in the studio, like I've evolved like a couple of times within this this lockdown period. Hartwig Holtzhausen is saying, your bass has a nice hum to it. Has it been resampled? How did you achieve that without making the question too broad? Do you mean this particular one? I believe it's raw coming out of ANA2 using the preset bass 1 from the Lunatica Psytrance bank. So it's literally just the preset from the bank, the first one, and then it's got a little bit of EQ on it. I should actually cut some of the lows. It's a little bit too hummy at the bottom end. I could hear when I actually walked out the room and closed the door, you can like kind of feel it's got too much low end in it rather than hearing it, if that makes sense. Anyway, how about some video on making psytrance mashups? How do you mean mashups? Do you mean like mixing it with other genres and that kind of thing? Or do you mean mixing like other like samples and that kind of stuff in? Cree Samadhi, good morning. How's it going, dude? Back to business. I think what could be cool is to use, we've got that kind of like stabby vocal lead, to use a similar sound like that and like create a kind of melody or something around that, to slowly like start introducing in the like breakdown section, and then maybe like pull out and then do like another like final build up or something using this kind of like main lead kind of thing. Or we could maybe see if we can find one of the other presets that'll fit, but I really dig that sound. I think that's going to work. Let's see. Steinhelsen is asking, what do you think about bus limiters in Psytrance? I've seen some producers staging multiple limiters on almost every bus, and others who swear by never doing that. I guess it depends. Like, as long as you're aware of what you're doing, it shouldn't be a problem. But just always like keep in mind that if you have limiters on your channel and or on like while you're producing, and you send it to a mastering engineer, he's most likely going to ask you to turn them off, and that's going to change what the track actually sounds like. It's going to give you peaks where there weren't peaks before and that kind of stuff. So I generally I do use limiters, but it's not something that I kind of like produce with on all the time. This project, actually, the output does have one, because to like kind of maximize the output for the stream and stuff, and to make sure I don't go, blow your guys' speakers or ears and stuff. But generally, like while I'm producing, unless I specifically need it, I don't use it, because I often find it can do stuff to like the transients and the peaks. Often I find the guys are do a lot of dynamics processing and use a lot of compression and that kind of stuff, and then start to say things like, why do my drums sound so dull? Why don't they punch through in the mix? What are your secrets for making your drums sound punchy, and that kind of stuff? But most of the time it's because it's kind of over over-effected and over-processed in the beginning. And especially stuff like compression and limiters and that kind of stuff, the first thing it starts to do is it starts to destroy your transient peaks and that kind of thing. So, as long as you're aware of what you're doing with them and aware of where they are, so you can turn them off and listen to what it sounds like with and without and that kind of thing, then it's not a problem at all, I think. Squeeb is asking, do you make your own drum packs from scratch, or do you have recommendations? I feel like all my drum sounds kind of bland. I have the Roland TR-808, 909, and 606 VSTs from the Roland Cloud. Might sample them and mix work on combining them for more dynamic and unique style sounds. This track is sick. Thank you very much, Squeeb. To be honest with you, I don't like the drum sounds from the 808, 909, and 606. They're okay for kind of like techno. Yeah, they're okay for like techno, and like the hi-hats are okay, but I've never found good use for them in Psytrance tracks. I find that they're like a little bit too they sound like they've been bit crushed and that kind of stuff. So I generally go for samples of acoustic drums. I find they sound a lot nicer. My general recommendation is the Thomas Penton Essentials, I think it's called. That's got like everything, and it's really good stuff. I believe most of these things, like this hi-hat and snare, open hat, most of these things are from the Thomas Penton pack. They're just really good unprocessed samples. So I hope that answers your question. Side drop, how's it going, dude? Late to the game, but how do you find those BD Camphor kicks? I have them as well, but I haven't played with them too much. They're actually really nice. I like the fact that it's super organized, every key I need. So I've actually got like a Falcon multi-sample preset that I load into my racks when I'm doing something in Falcon that has one of them assigned to every key on the keyboard. So no matter what I pitch the kick to, it'll be like an actual audio sample that generally sounds good. So I don't have to do any processing and that kind of thing. You don't have to pitch samples around, and just having like an entire bank of every pitch is super cool. Cool. So I'm going to get back to business here. Hopefully I answered your questions. That doesn't sound too much like Benny Benassi Satisfaction, does it? I hope not. I shouldn't have said anything. I probably could have got away with it. No, I think I gotta change it now. It's like I can't stop like hearing it in my head now. Damn it. It's all going. Cheers. I think I gotta turn the portamento off as well, because with this type of sound, it's just too much. It's too close, I think. For my brain at least. I think I'm going to go with like a faster melody. I think that would be pretty cool. Where is the random? Does this plugin have random? Let's see. Must be an LFO, I think. What did you just do with that last measure? Oh, okay. So what I like to do is I like to duplicate things, and then in the last measure, I'll just shift it up. So it's the same pattern, but slightly off the grid. And I find that helps to create this syncopated groove where it's just as things start, your brain starts to recognize the pattern, it's and breaks, if that makes sense. I find that creates a really nice groovy pattern to build long melodies over. Play with the main cutoff, the big cutoff knob. Which big cutoff knob? I see two. And the random is under LFOs. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, this one, huh? The big one. Terrible interface. I'm just going to blame the interface. So I want to send the same MIDI to this snap heap here, so I can trigger enveloped functions and stuff. So I can kind of use this as the filter instead, because I feel like that patch kind of sounds good as it is, and when I start tweaking those filters, it kind of changes the sound in not enough of a filtery kind of way, if that makes sense. So let's do it this way. Much better. I'm missing some questions. If I do miss anything, just don't forget to tag me. As ever, amazing side dash. Thank you very much, Mzwai. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, like I say with almost everybody's name. Also, you're behind on updates of KHS. It's up to 1.8.13 now. Haha. True, except I'm not. I do follow, like every time they post the update, I do follow, and I've been reading, and correct me if I'm wrong, there have been no changes except 1.8.7, they released something that broke something, and then it's been updated since then to fix something, and also Mac compatibility. So I believe that nothing has been, correct me if I'm wrong though, I believe nothing has been added in the 0.8 versions except for bug fixes which happened after 0.7. Huge reverb. Okay, I need to run to the bathroom real quick. So, yeah, I'm going to let this loop for a little bit. I'm probably going to call it a day soonish. I see I've been going for quite long, like 3 hours. So if you've got any more questions or anything like that, then just let me know in the chat. So, yeah, I will let this loop and I'll see you guys shortly. Sidedrop's asking, would you would be nice with a video of you explaining the idea behind syncopation like that. I struggle a lot with it. I guess like the idea is to like create a rhythm and then it's going to be easier to just explain it now because it's like on my mind rather than planning like a whole video just to explain like the concept. Is like our brains are like these pattern recognition machines. So like we're constantly looking for these like patterns in things. And the moment you kind of like slip something slightly out of the pattern, it creates like interest. It's like, oh, what just happened there? You know? Let me see if I can make a few examples that are like a little bit simpler than what I was doing there. So let me just get kick and bass here, and then I'll do like a couple of different like ways that I kind of create these types of things. So let's just create like a small bar like this. Let's say, for example, we do something simple like just something like this, and then repeat this. So usually what I'll end up doing is like with more kind of sparser lead lines, like these kinds of things, I will shift it like 2 forwards. So it'll be like on the offbeat late. Does that make sense? So you can obviously like expand this concept in so many ways. You could add little bits in, you know, to create little grooves and stuff. You can use it on like percussion rhythms and that kind of thing. And you know, don't necessarily have to shift it like 2/16ths, if you know what I mean. Another cool thing that also works is to just shift, like if there's like multiple pieces, like let's say for example, I'm actually going to delete these and then do another. I'm just going to see what works here. Okay, so we've got like a melody thing here. So let's say for example, we duplicate this, and then we just shift like one of them. So like one of the little pieces. So say for example here it like duplicates. What we could do is we could just replace that like that, and let's see what happens now. So you always kind of, the idea is to kind of like create a pattern and then use like the same pieces of that pattern and just shift them slightly off, like in the last measure or something like that. You don't necessarily also have to do it in the last measure. I just find like generally that works for melodies, or for me at least. The other thing is then using Euclidean rhythms and then changing one or two of the parts. Okay, let's see. Okay, so instead of having the pattern being played 196.1, you shift it forward some steps. Yeah, so well, you just like choose a little bit, a chunk of it, and then shift it. That's exactly it. Yeah, you're basically creating like a resolution. So it's like an interest at the end of the bar. So it's like, okay, it's something changes, and then it like repeats again. So what you're essentially doing is you're taking this piece of music that's just like 4 kicks long, and you're making it 16 kicks long. And then again, you can expand that. You can like duplicate it across and then change the next one ever so slightly. And that way creating longer bits of interest in the music. So another way of doing this is pretty interesting, is using Euclidean rhythms. So what I'm going to do is actually, I've done a video on this, but there's this kind of this website. I'm going to post the link here in the chat where you can actually just generate these, so to make it easier than figuring out what's what. So if we put total notes 16 and we choose like a prime number, are generally result in interesting stuff. So let's just say 7 over 16 should be something like skip 2, skip 1, skip 1, skip 1, skip 2, 1, 1, 1. No, wait, I said skip 2 there. Yeah. And then let's say, for example, duplicate this. Then you can just shift. So this is more kind of like a rhythmical thing, but you can start using it. You can kind of like expand it into melody territory as well. So in this example, I just picked 2 chunks and shifted them off. But like I said, you can expand this to melodies and stuff. So let's just shift these to random stuff in key. Yeah, you're right, Jazz Dude. It's actually something that I picked up like listening. If you like, often like funk bass, they will do like a lick and then suspend the like first bit of the last segment, like similarly to like what I did there. So I guess it's similar in that regard, because it does kind of create this like more groove of like more of like an offbeat thing. I actually like that. I might use that. So what Jazz Dude is saying, I believe he's saying like most of the time they'll create like a swing or groove by playing off like the actual 16th grid as we know it as dance music producers. But what I like to do is kind of use a similar concept, but still keep it on the 16th grid, but keep it late on the even beats, if that makes sense. So I'll often use a melody that kind of starts on the beat, but then in the last kind of measure, it'll shift slightly off, or something like that, or do something that's like off, because it kind of creates a sense of like a dancey rhythm, but then add some funk to that. So it's like the best of both worlds, if that makes sense. I don't like to deviate too much from like the grid in terms of like that, because that kind of just makes things sound a little bit sloppy in my opinion. For psytrance, obviously. I mean, other genres, do whatever your heart desires. So many ways to go. I'm thinking like, how should we do this? Should we do like an endless rise kind of thing? Should we like flanger, that kind of like kick and bass kind of like thing? So many choices, so many options. But actually, I think, you know what? I think I'm going to approach like this kind of final build up on a fresh mind. I think I've kind of rinsed it a little bit hard. Yeah, 3.5 hours. Don't think I'm going to squeeze too much great creativity out after this. So yeah, I'm going to loop it a few times, give it a few more minutes. If you guys have any further questions, just let me know in the chat. And if I haven't answered anything that you guys have already asked, just please tag me and re-ask the question I do apologize. Okay, one last thing before I end the stream. I think those two synths like juggle really nicely together. That like vocal thing and the one that's currently playing out of ANA2. So we can do like a call and response type of thing with those. You know what might be really interesting? Ooh, excuse me. Is to do like an offbeat thing with that like kick and bass. So turn that like filtered thing into like an offbeat for when the beat actually drops back in again. So I'm going to see if we can actually record a chunk of this into this audio track. It's because I've got LFO tool on, so it's gonna like re-trigger a bit offbeat. So you can go here in the menu, Tree of Life Guitars, and open user preset folder, and then just pop that file into that folder. Cool, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm just gonna listen to how this kind of like beat drops in and stuff. Thank you for all the support. If you haven't yet, then consider hitting that like button. Cool, I like it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will actually let it play over a few times for you guys, for those who want to stick around and listen. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. See you guys next time.